Hi and welcome to the Insolvency Experts new video series. I'm Steve Kugel. Tip 1 in the series is all about structure. Okay, so what has structure got to do with financial survival? Well, perhaps I can put it like this. I can't tell you the number of times I've seen people who would not have lost everything if only at the start of the venture they had paid for and implemented an appropriate asset protection strategy. Choosing an appropriate structure that separates your personal assets from your business risk is critical to your financial survival. Having this protection can be the difference between losing your business alone, as traumatic as that is, and losing your house and your personal assets as well. Here's how it works. In Australia, businesses are typically operated as a sole trader, a partnership, or a company. Imagine your business fails because you are unable to collect money owing to you, a fairly common situation. Now, the people you owe money to are not going to be interested in excuses. They just want to be paid for what they've provided. So here is the important part. As a sole trader or a partnership, there is no legal separation between your business risk, that is, the risk of not being paid for your work, and your personal assets. This means that whether or not you get paid for your work, you are personally responsible for paying all the bills of the sole trader or partnership business. If that means you have to sell your house or your personal assets to pay those bills, well, that's the way it must be. If you don't pay the bills, your creditors can begin legal proceedings against you, forcing you into bankruptcy. From there, you stand to lose your house and your personal assets. So again, let's be crystal clear on this point. Trading as a sole trader or a partnership does not provide protection or legal separation between your business risk and your personal assets. Now let's contrast that against the failure of a business traded through a simple company structure. Creditors will still demand payment, but because a company is a separate legal entity, it alone, and not you as an individual, is liable for the debts. This means that while creditors may sue and liquidate the company, they cannot hold you personally liable for the debt, nor can they force you into bankruptcy for the non-payment of a company debt. This is because a company provides a legal separation between one's business risk and personal assets, and it is this separation that is critically important to your financial survival. Now, in addition to a simple company structure, I want you to speak to your accountant and your lawyer about other structures that may provide an even greater level of asset protection, such as trusts, but I will leave that to them to explain. What I also need you to understand is this. While legal structures, such as companies and trusts, provide barriers to protect your personal assets, that protection may be lost in a number of ways. For example, you may have granted a personal guarantee, or received a director penalty notice issued by the tax department, or found to have been engaged in insolvent or reckless trading along with other breaches of the corporations and criminal laws. So here's what to do. Seek advice on structures when starting a venture and review your structures regularly as your circumstances change, but this must be done where there are no concerns about solvency. Seek advice from both your accountant and lawyer so it fits your specific circumstances, and understand that your solicitor will consider any structure from the point of view of asset protection, and your accountant, on the other hand, will consider the structure from the point of view of costs and intended tax benefits. Whatever the case, don't think you can't afford to pay for this type of advice. Every dollar you spend now will be recouped many times over and could be the difference between an acceptable loss and financial oblivion. Remember, if you do have a financial problem, either corporate or personal, the Insolvency Experts operates a confidential and entirely free 24-hour insolvency advice line with anonymity guaranteed for all calls. Call us 24 hours on 1300 767 525 and we'll be there to help.